Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Ramsay Rams head basketball coach Denton Johnson. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome in for our very first Ramsay basketball episode of Coach Speak. We have with us Coach Denton Johnson. Coach Johnson, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely. So we've got about 4 games to talk about, but before we even get to that, let's talk about the team a little bit. Tell us a little bit about it. What can we expect this year?
We're mixed with seniors and juniors that lead our team. We have a freshman on our varsity and 2 sophomores.
Nice.
So it's going to be an exciting team.
Right.
A couple transfers have come in, so we're still trying to learn to gel and mesh together.
Right.
But it's a team that can play with some extreme tempo, and
Good.
we can execute in the half court as well and get after it defensively. So, and that's what we've seen early on. The biggest thing early on is from game to game has been adjustments and learning to play together.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So, as I mentioned before, there's been 4 games before this first show. Let's talk about each one in turn. The first one was last Thursday against Clay Chalkville. You lost a close one, 59-54. Tell us about the game.
Yes, sir. We opened up here at Ramsay the preseason number 1 6A team, Clay Chalkville.
Wow.
With we were picked preseason number 1 5A, and this place was standing room only. Very, very exciting game, back and forth. It came down to the wire, and Clay just made a few more plays. I thought they played a little bit tougher than we did down the stretch on some rebound stuff, and they pulled away at the end. We missed a wide open corner 3 to tie it at the end, and then we had the foul. So
that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yes, sir. And but a great way to tip off and challenge your team, and then piggyback off last night as it's gone. We learned from the Clay Chalkville game because we played a lot better last night.
Right.
Yes,
Good
sir.
deal. So who played well?
Jaden Williams definitely stood out. We had he's a senior that's just signed today at Georgia Southern.
Oh, wow.
Signing day for basketball.
Good for him.
Yes, sir. He opened today.
Yeah.
So he signed this morning. He's our best player right now. He's averaging 22 points a game. Not his best game, but he had a pretty good game with Clay. We had a pretty good mix of guys. Jaden Williams, Jay Green, and Cortez Williams. They stood out game 1 for sure.
Awesome. So next up was on Saturday, you played at home and beat a very good Mountain Brook team, 61-58.
Yes.
How did that look?
That one was a defensive battle. If you know anything about Mountain Brook, they're upper echelon of defensive basketball, and the way they do things from a fundamental standpoint, offensively, they're a very tough team to guard. We couldn't buy one from the perimeter. We're a really good shooting team.
Wow.
We went 1 for 15 from 3 in that game.
Goodness gracious. If you had hit just a few of those, this would have been wider, wouldn't it?
It could have been. Mountain Brook hit 10. They went 10 for 30. So I thought in that one we did a lot better job in the paint, and we won all the toughness points that we keep up with rebounds and 50-50 balls. So that's what won the game in the end with the Mountain Brook game. Okay.
And then Monday, you suffered an even closer loss to Austin. Tell us about that game. You lost 66-64.
Yeah, we got down in the second half and had to fight and claw our way back. We tie it, and I'll take blame for that one. We had 16 seconds. I told the young man to go a little too early. We missed. They leaked out, and they hit the shot at the buzzer.
Wow.
Literally as the time expired. So.
Boy, it's literally a game of seconds and inches, isn't it, Coach?
It is, and a team like that, it's a 7A opponent, they're really, really tough. So, no room for error in those. But we learn from it. So it makes you battle tested as we move forward. Right.
Well, then last night you had a big turnaround. Homewood is a very good basketball team, and you ended up beating them 78-58. Tell us what happened.
Last night the ball moved. We actually looked like a team. The first 3, our ball was stuck.
Yes.
And when you're trying to ISO too much and against some of these really good teams, it's not going to work. And then last night it looked like a ping pong machine, so to speak. It was
good deal.
It was moving.
Good deal.
And we made shots. And then, it's, like I said earlier, people make this difficult, but it's all about making shots and defending and rebounding.
You're starting to see the team come together a little bit, right?
Tonight was as good as we looked. Even the Homewood coach complimented us. He said, based off the film he saw, we looked a lot better last night.
Well,
so
good.
Yes,
so who played well in that game?
Well, Jaden Williams went for 25 last night.
There you go. There you go.
Marcellus Hall hit 4 threes. He had 16 points.
Fantastic.
Cortez Williams with 11 and Jay Green with 18.
Nice.
So we had a good balance last night.
Good balance. Everybody contributed, didn't
4 starters, double figures.
So you've been through 4 games. Kind of give us a little bit of a synopsis of where this team is right now.
Right, so it's beautiful to see that quick of growth from game 1 to game 4 with it having new pieces here. And even some of the guys that's returned with us this is their first time starting in a varsity game in this kind of stage. So, you know, it's a learning curve, and just, I want to tip the hat to the kids for watching the film, seeing the mistakes, and having the ability to listen, be coachable, and then apply it to the floor.
Sure.
We use the word application a lot. Like you have to be able to apply what we teach. And our biggest focus last night was ball movement. On film, we had been very stagnant. So, you know, I just tip your cap to my guys for buying in. And it's a good thing to see that quick, and it's positive for moving forward. We have Pleasant Grove Thursday.
Right.
And then as we go throughout the season.
Okay, well, we'll actually talk about Pleasant Grove and possibly beyond that right after this message.
PrepsNet Coach Speak with Ramsay Rams head basketball coach Denton Johnson is proudly sponsored by Campus Traditions. Go Rams!
So, Coach, we're trying to get on an even schedule with all of our games and shows and that sort of thing. So we only have one game to talk about coming up before our next show, and that is Pleasant Grove. Tell us about them. What do you expect to see?
Well, Pleasant Grove for Ramsay is a rival game. It is, you know, we battle in all sports with Pleasant Grove.
Right.
They're known for their athleticism and the athletes they have over there. We played them this summer, and it was even an intense game this summer in a June play date. So
wow.
I know a few of their guys are still on the football field, as mine is as well, with football still going on. But it should be a really good crowd because of the rival.
Sure.
I expect this place to be really packed and like we were opening night, and you should see some really good basketball for sure.
Well, good deal. Well, that's our show. We certainly appreciate you for this very first one, and we appreciate you watching. We ask you to watch again each and every week. This is a weekly show we're going to be doing with Coach Johnson here. Watch us each and every week for another Ramsay version of Coach Speak.